everyone, and thank you all for dialing into our launch today. As a tech-focused organization at the Hacklab Foundation, we are focused on building communities of like-minded people who share in a common vision, a common dream, think alike, and see things in a certain way. We decided to try and understand what the developer or tech ecosystem looks like, skills distribution across the country, as well as gender distribution of these skill sets across the country. We also wanted to investigate and understand in terms of working conditions, in terms of fair wages, whether these people were being compensated right. Remember, these new skill sets that are emerging today, artificial intelligence analysts, data scientists, software engineers, UI UX designers, product managers, are skills of the 21st century and have emerged over the last 4 to 5 years. This means we need to understand these new skill sets, these new types of talents, and what they require to thrive in a working environment. But we can only do that with facts and data. And so in 2020, the Hacklab Foundation decided to go on this journey to launch the Hacklab Ghana Developer Census to understand the demographic representation, as I mentioned earlier, of Ghana and how skills are distributed, and to gather information from the people to assess and analyze and be able to deduct insights that would inform policymakers, inform employers, inform academic institutions, and also inform skills development training centers, as well as investors who invest in building this ecosystem, so that we're able to know what gaps exist and make data-driven, informed decisions to improve and close some of these gaps. In subsequent sessions, my colleagues would be breaking down the insights gathered from the reports, the methodologies used, and what we intend to do next. I entreat you to stay glued with your pens and your notepads. If you have an iPad, stay tuned with your iPad as well, and make sure you note down every light bulb idea that comes out during the presentations in the subsequent sessions. We would really look forward to receiving your feedback after you have gone through the reports, so that we can improve on the subsequent editions of this survey. Stay tuned and do well to follow us throughout the year.
So we want you to post about the event on social media. Use this hashtag HDC2020. Go on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Tag us at HacklabFDN. Tell us what you think about the report. We'll be there replying and having some fun. So I'm going to kick it over to my colleague Bawa to talk about the insight. Thank you.
My name is Hamza Junaid Bawa, lead of research at the Hacklab Foundation and on this project. Before we actually dive into the census report, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge all the developers that took the time to take this survey for us to be able to complete this project. I believe we can't drive or measure effective progress unless we can first tell where we are. And this is the first step in actually doing that. So thank you very much for being a part of this. Now let's take a deep dive into the census report. The report is structured into 3 sections. The first part is developer profile. The second part is technology and tech culture. And the last part is education, work and career. Let's take a look at the first part, developer profile. Under this section, we focus on information like what they do and where they live. Of our 272 respondents that took part in this survey, just under 50% were professional developers and a little over 30% were students. So we structured the rest of the report into these sections. So throughout the rest of the report, you find a section for all respondents, students, and professional developers in order to give you the best visualization possible. 69% of the respondents were from the Greater Accra region and 11% from the Ashanti region. The other regions together account for the remaining 20%. Age-wise, we find most of our respondents between the range of 20 to 30 years old. We have a very young sample at hand in this survey. Let's take a look at the second section, technology and tech culture, which is my favorite part of this report, where we focus on programming languages and the tools used by developers in the work that they do. Used language among all developers is HTML and CSS, followed by JavaScript and Python. In the last section of the report, education, work and career, we focus on level of education, courses of study, place of work, and compensation. Thank you for watching. We will also be sharing the links to the HTML report as well as the raw data, and would like for you to interact with both of them. Like, share and comment across all our pages. Thank you.
With the glaring domination of men in the sciences and technology, it's almost easy to forget about the work of the women who spearheaded innovations and inventions many years past. Talk about Ada Lovelace, talk about Maria Michel. Through research and mathematical formula, they were able to contribute to shaping innovation and technology to where it is now. At the Hacklab Foundation, since our inception, we've been able to track and monitor the participation of women in our community. Why do we do this? To be able to gauge how we are providing equal participation and meaningful participation also for women. Over the years, we have tried two different approaches, including partnering with the yielding African women to be able to provide sponsorship for women to travel from wherever they were coming from to join the hackathon in Kumasi in KNUST. We have also gone on to also bring about the categorizations to involve an all-women category so we can celebrate the women for the work we do. Now, through our Hacklab X-Hub Innovation Centers and School, we've been able to also make women feel a part of our community through their self-convening groups on campus to be able to find places where they can also learn and also collaborate on projects with their friends. But there is more to be done, and it's why we have brought about the Hacklab Women Initiative, which is a vehicle to drive specifically the issues of women across our communities, across our countries, and our target areas, which we are building soon. So what are the areas where the Hacklab Women agenda would focus on? Think about these four. First is also building on digital skills and education for women by creating access to resources and for us to be able to have the resources available for women to be able to use. Now, the second one is also focusing on economic empowerment. And how do we do this? Through entrepreneurship and the trainings that come with it, and then the availability of opportunities for funding and whatnot. Then we go on also to look at leadership and governance. Now, think about women in tech and managerial roles that you know about, and how there is a need for us to have people trained in this light to be able to contribute to shaping technologies from the woman perspective. When we come to the fourth agenda or focus area, where we are focusing also on looking at thinking about sustainable support systems for women. I mean, not just a one-time mentoring and that's all, but so that we're able to gauge and guide women from their entry point in the community through to their potential leadership. So it's for everyone, every woman out there who's trying to find a feet, who's trying to settle in, who's already in the space and looking for support. Here we are saying that come and join the women agenda and let us have a sister conversation. Let us look out for each other and let us together build and shape our journeys as women in technology. Essentially, we have an annual gathering that's going to be held next year, but we have pre-events and you don't want to miss any of them. The very one that is coming is about women and well-being, and you know this is a conversation you don't want to miss. So please be a part of it, interact with us, look for the Hacklab Women on social media pages and follow us. Women can and women will. My name is Lily Edinamboche.
I believe you found the insights shared as fulfilling and as revealing as I did too. I got so many new ideas throughout the conversation, and I hope to share it with the rest of the team. A feedback survey will be sent to all of you who joined this session to be able to share your feedback as well, so that we can inculcate this into subsequent editions and make sure we improve on that. We would love to also hear some of the questions and insights and perspectives you would love to gather from subsequent editions. The data will be made open source, though anonymized, to allow any of you who want to manipulate the data to generate more insights. You can also send us an email to info@hacklabfoundation.org about how to improve this survey and some new ideas you feel would be relevant to improving subsequent editions. Thank you very much for tuning in to the launch of the Hacklab Ghana Developer Census Report.